Bangladesh is advocating even closer ties with India as its new foreign minister wrapped up his first overseas trip since taking office last month. It comes close on the heels of Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina winning a record fourth consecutive term, as well as amid evolving ties between the two South Asian nations. Neha Poonia reports from New Delhi.
It's not uncommon for Bangladesh's leadership to travel to New Delhi on their first overseas visit. India has long been a close ally of Bangladesh ever since its independence in 1971. Not only did India support that campaign militarily, but was also one of the first few countries to recognize Bangladesh as an independent entity. But of late, Sheikh Hasina's recent poll win, reports suggest, has soured public opinion towards India in some quarters, with many in the country now calling for a complete ban and boycott of India-made products. Bangladesh's Foreign Minister Hasan Mahmud downplayed the India Out campaign that his country is seeing, blaming the movement on the opposition. But the hashtags India Out and Boycott Indian Products are trending widely on social media there, fueled by Bangladeshi diaspora and opposition groups. Reports suggest in some parts of the country, shopkeepers say they've seen a drop in sales of India-made products already. New Delhi did not indicate if the anti-India sentiment in Bangladesh came up in talks between the foreign ministers, but experts say Dhaka will have likely raised the need to keep up supplies of essentials and food items during Ramzan next month. Bangladesh relies heavily on imports from India, which amount to about $13 billion annually. Now, some experts say that this anti-India sentiment might be a result of perception that New Delhi has an easier working relationship with Sheikh Hasina than it does with the Khaleda Zia-led opposition party in Bangladesh.
I think India is concerned that these kind of sentiments might, hinder long-time people-to-people relations, long-time cultural relations that both India has enjoyed with Maldives and in Bangladesh. In terms of Bangladesh, I think the only relief at this point in time is this anti-India party is not in power and is not throwing, some kind of demands that are compelling India to either, cut down on its interactions with Bangladesh.
Bangladesh's India Out campaign is quite similar, experts say, to what we saw in the Maldives. It's how President Mohammad Muizzu won last year on the promise that he would send Indian troops stationed in the Maldives back and balance the country's trade ties, which he claimed was skewed unfairly in India's favor. India and Maldives are still discussing the withdrawal of troops by May, with New Delhi reiterating that they play a crucial humanitarian and security role on the island. But the spat has seen Maldives grow closer to China, relying more on Beijing for trade and tourism, a role that New Delhi has previously played for the island nation.
But I think broadly there is skepticism of what happens if we don't listen to these anti-Indian sentiments, if we don't listen to this anti-Indian rhetoric by some political spectrum. It might become a bigger threat than it has been right now.
Given Pakistan's close ties with China and Nepal and Bhutan now upping engagement with Beijing as well, experts warn that India needs to rethink engagement with neighboring countries. But India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has dismissed those concerns, striking a more positive tone. He says neighbors will sometimes have problems with each other, but they still need each other, need to find ways to work together. Neha Poonia, CNA, New Delhi.